Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. Honey, hey. All right, let's get into this. Let's do some rat-tatting. Oh, am I crashing? Is my Minecraft really just crashing right now? Oh. Oh. Wait, here, chat. I'm gonna put on some Snail's House. Okay. Hello. Oh. Is it gonna pick up? Is it gonna... Come on. Come on. OBS. There we go. Okay, so let me show you what I have done, because I have done some... Sorry, Sniff. Oppo. What does he mean, sorry? Did Oppo break my house? That's not very nice. That's not very nice.
No.
Oh my god.
We said we would do a calm approach.
Well, actually, I was
in big trouble.
Well, no, I don't need to understand. I need the police because somebody has broken my house.
Oh, who's done this?
Where?
Right here.
Wait, where?
Right here, just this bit. Look at this bit. Someone's broken your house.
Well,
yeah.
They've ruined it. They've broken it. We should arrest them.
Well, let me show you.
Yeah.
Something.
We should kill them and arrest them.
Sniff.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Out here.
Yeah.
I think it might be this. Oh, wrong.
No, this is.
Oh my gosh.
This is bribery right here. This is bribery for me not to turn the culprit in.
Well, that would work for me. Also, the culprit has literally signed it, so I think.
I have a question for you, Sniff.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just have a little taste of your taste of the walls?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't think he'd.
What is this?
Huh?
How did you get this?
Obsidian?
Oh, obsidian bits. How did you get those?
I don't actually know. I think we found it somewhere.
Oh, you just suddenly left your memory on how you got obsidian.
I actually don't remember. I had blocks and I broke them down.
Yes, but you can only mine obsidian with a diamond chisel.
What? No, you can't. I literally did it with...
But you literally just mined it with your one.
Yeah.
Oh, and you've just picked that up with you. Oh, you silly Billy, you silly.
Yeah, wait, like, come look.
Get obsidian.
I don't know, but for some reason I had 3 pieces.
What the?
Whoa.
We're gonna need to take some of this in for investigate.
No.
It's mine.
Black market has begun.
Oh my gosh.
I'm standing next to you because
I need to check the block IDs to see where it came from, so I can see where it originated from.
Okay. Fine. I don't really know where it came from, to be honest. I just know that I had a few blocks of it.
Okay.
What? What does that mean?
I don't need to go as much as you can. Fill your
Thank you so much for the tier 1. What? Are you guys just robbing me? Is that what's going on here?
I'm not checking any IDs. I don't own the place.
Wait. Did you guys see the little food place I made?
Yes, it's so cute.
Okay, now I kind of feel it. You know what?
There.
You can have the obsidian.
It's like a food shelf or something.
Yeah, take the obsidian back. I don't want it. Here you go.
You've messed up my obsidian.
Yeah, but you can just you can nom it all and it goes all to the same place.
Yeah, but that takes a lot of energy.
Oh, I can get rid of it. Oh, sorry, my bad.
I need a bit of obsidian.
Why?
Is there any blocks for building? Is there any blocks you need?
You know, I'm starting to think that this obsidian stuff is real precious. Maybe I should just keep it to myself.
No, I'm just really edgy. Have you looked at me? Of course I would want obsidian. I'm probably the only rat
No, but
in this attic
I'm just saying it seems like it's an important guy and I should keep it.
To me.
To a lot of people.
This is really nice, Sniff.
What? That? Yes. I tried to. Did you? I also did the stairs. You guys saw the
I saw the
stairs.
stairs. I was a little bit upset because I had a
I love the
whole
stairs.
stream plan to come to you and be like, can we build the stairs together? And then like a
Oh.
lot of people did. It was just done. And I was like, well.
Well, you see, there's nothing that motivates me more than my own frustration at parkour. So
Yeah, that's why I was like, it's going to be so nice because we can like build it together. But you then just did it. So, yeah, never mind. I'll find something
also
else to
they're
bond to build
doing
that over.
So you can find the rails.
they're doing construction outside of my house right now.
Are they building a bit?
No, but like just it's like ambience, okay? Like it just
Yeah. Of course.
yeah.
Nice house, by the way.
Thank you. I'm gonna build some stuff today. I don't know what
Oh,
yet though.
exciting!
I just feel
Right.
it's fun.
Say
I'm
hi
gonna
to your fleas for me.
Okay, I'm gonna fix my house first though.
Yeah.
Man. Luckily I have some extra bits. He didn't supply me the bits to build them back. It's okay, it's like no one knew. Alright, and then I'm gonna break this. And we're gonna break this. Aha. Alright, my little fleas, what are we gonna build today? What are we gonna build today? Because, hear me out. I've been thinking that maybe I need to become a business rat. The other day, I built this thing, and it was for, like, a little, like, food shelf or just, like, place to store extra food for people who needed it. But, you know, I didn't have the bits. It's okay. It's... your room? Oh my god. Well, rat library. We kind of already have a rat library, see? Yeah. But I guess I guess I could build a room, my room specifically. I do realize that I have not even I have built literally everything but my room. So maybe I should do that. Also, chat, I'm so sorry. You're just gonna have to deal with the copious amounts of unorganization because I literally don't know how to organize at all, and I probably won't be very organized until... Is this broken over here? Who? Hello? What? What? Can I get in there? Who did this? What? Huh? Tubbo's tunnel? What the frick why did he burrow into my house? Oh my god. Who said that I want that little guy in my office? Let's be real here. Okay. Well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not like emotionally hurt or anything. So I'm just gonna build Olive and I's room because apparently we're sharing a room. Now, before you ask if that's gay, it is. So don't even worry about it. Honestly. Do I have more of this? I don't know why it's acting like I only have 14. Is that the same size door as what's down here? Let me double check. Oh, I only used, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like, I think it's a little bit shorter, if I'm being honest. Okay, and then bunk beds are a really cool idea, I guess. It's fine. It's you know, it's not like I had other plans or anything. Yeah. I think Tubbo is building a rat vent system. Well, I'm glad he figured out the chisel and bits mod at least. Because I understand that it is hard to some degree to learn. Here, I'm gonna do plain. Oh. I think I might have broke it a bit too much. Wait, here. How does this... Does that turn it back to a full block? Is that a chiseled... Oh, no. I might have messed it up, but that's fine. Okay. I'll just... You know what? It's fine. I'll just make a little guy, a little room. I do want there to be pretty big windows. I'm almost thinking of, like, doing, like, a little mural, if that... Ooh, Sniff. Did you really just do that? Did you really just... No one knew. No one has to know. I totally forgot that I had, like, the wall chiseled right here. Oh no. It's fine. I'll fix it. You can fix it. Okay. I agree with the matching teacup beds. I think that the teacup bed idea is very cute and could be possible as something that I end up doing. But first, let me just complete the like shape of this room because it's kind of annoying to do, if I'm being honest, because my rat is so short and I literally just I don't know what's wrong with me and like being a short rat, but I thought I picked being the taller guy, but I guess not because I can't reach anything. Like I can't even reach up here. How am I supposed to do anything? How am I supposed to build anything? How am I supposed to live, laugh, love with these short conditions? Where's my scaffolding? Here we go. The scaffolding is precious to me. I'm gonna pop up here. I'm gonna make it green because I know that Olive and I both really enjoy the color green. So I think that it will look nice. But first, again, gotta focus on carving this out because I will forget otherwise. And I will also fail, apparently. I'm blaming this on my height. Being short is not as fun as people think it is. Oh my god. What do you mean I can't reach over there? Did you see that guy down there? That's terrifying. Can you imagine if he, like, did something? Imagine he just scales the walls right now and, like, comes up here and, like, kills me. Wouldn't that be crazy? Don't mind me. I'm just having an intrusive rat thought, I guess. Okay. So this is a... Now I just gotta replace the wall right here. Yeah. And then what color? I said I wanted green. Wait here. I'm gonna break this so that I can just not have it sitting in my inventory like that. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm gonna put some of the bits away just so that I can save inventory space. Compress those guys. All right, and then I need to find a crafting table. So, foreshadowing. Matchbox red, please. No, honestly, green. Screw you guys. I'm a green boy. Look at this color green. How could you not? Yeah. Oh my god. Rat the Builder, can we fix it? No. I actually can't fix anything, apparently. Oh my god. Plus, I'd like to say that I'm less of a fixer, more of a... That makes me sound like a drug... I'm less of a fixer, more of a creator in the first place. Red matchbox with green bed? Chat. I hate to tell you this, but you guys have bad taste. Actually, you know what? I don't hate to tell you guys that. You guys have bad taste. That giant red walls, that's just gonna make you anxious as hell. Like, I don't get it. Okay, and then I need my spruce. So I guess I'll just start by making those walls that I've been doing. I really do like the trim pattern that I've like been doing on most of the walls, so I'm just gonna keep that, to be honest. Green is very pretty, thank you. No red, green is better. You see, I feel like it really just comes down to the fact that I want to have like a very... When you think of a bedroom, chat, you don't think of something really aggressive. Like when I think of red, I think of like, I don't know, like a dining room or something like that. Something that's like very more like about its presentation and like how it's not, it's a room with great function. And when you have a bedroom, I'm going to be honest, the function is to sleep. So you want something that's a bit more on the relaxing side, maybe like toned down. At least this is my opinion on it. Do I really need to be arguing the specifics of, you know, colors? Not really. Okay, wait. Let me just make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that is right. Just didn't feel right. There we go. I just gotta continue that all the way around. Green and purple are relaxing colors. My bathroom walls and ceiling are red because my sister makes wise decisions. Oh my god. That just feels so aggressive. I feel like red is just... It's like either too like sultry or like too bloody. So maybe I'm just not a big red fan. But you know what? Each to their own. That's the wrong thing, Sniff. You can't undo this. Oh well. Bruh. I don't know why Chisel Bits is so laggy today. Probably because I'm working in a space that's been chisel and bitted to hell and back. Maybe? Like... Maybe I'm the lag. Green and orange stuff. You should try to make a shop to sell pots, which boost other rats' ability, as your rats make liquids in pots according to your rat's sona and sell them for materials. You know, I have been thinking about making a, like, a shop of some sort. Like, I think it would be really cool to make... I don't know, like, a potion store is a really good idea. I don't know, I just want to run some sort of, like, store or business, but probably not really charge people because we don't really have a currency. More just so that I can help people. Like, I think it would be really... I do like the idea of working on, like, potions or pots. Because then it's, like... I don't know, like, I think that, like, a jump pot would be really helpful. I'm trying to think about what would work best. Business rat. But we selling rat. Probably not, but you know. I'm purposely leaving that line, trust me. Before anyone calls me out, it's like, Sniff, you forgot something. Okay, I really like this color green. It's very pretty. Hello? Did I forget something over here? I literally did. Okay. You know what? Good job, Sniff. There we go. It's better. And then I gotta replace the green over here. You should do green and orange. I think that I will not be doing... you guys have to keep in mind what I have access to. I don't even know if I have access to orange blocks. I just got lucky. I found green dye. Ooh! Not me falling through the steps. These are gonna have to just stay how they are because this is in fact the barrels. But that's okay. Alright, what do I want to do for a ceiling? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna do that. And then probably add some trim. And then just call it a day there. This ceiling doesn't need to be as fancy as some of my other ones. Okay, for some reason she's thick. One sec. It looks very comfy. You should do yellow. I could add some yellow. I do want to make some like plants and stuff here. Okay. Now we definitely need some windows. Like, I guess the question is, what type of windows should I put in here? I'm a really big fan of big windows only because, you know, they provide so much natural light that it's just worth it. However, I could literally turn this whole entire wall into a window, or I could just make like little double hung ones. So, yeah. Let's see. I'll just like play around with it. Big arch bay window. Oh my god. Whoever suggested the bay window, I literally love you. You're so right for that. Wait, also I just messed this up. It's fine. No. Bay window. Okay. So wait. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll cut there. Oops. Actually, you know what? I do kind of want it to be a bit lower, so that's fine. So first, I'm going to just start by making the frame. Bay windows are the kind that like pop out a bit, right? Like I'm not just like thinking we're not miscommunicating here on what that is, right? Here. I guess the hard part is actually gonna be getting out of here. Okay, let's see if I can like slowly build a platform of some sort. Oh. Not me just making it super obvious that a rat lives here. The humans are gonna be like, hello? Okay, I think this is nice. And then, at least from my experience, bay windows tend to have like a sort of like, yeah, that's the best way. I don't know how to describe it. Like it like goes like this a little bit. Okay, and then do I break that or do I keep that? Okay, I break this. I have a bay window in my house. They're kind of scary though. Sometimes I get worried that I am gonna fall off of them. Even though that's not how it works. They're like diagonal. Yeah, like they pop out diagonally like this. Okay. So now I can make the top bit. Now that I actually know what I'm doing, I'll just make it diagonal to start. No human's gonna love your tiny house. Shh. What if they don't? It'd be so sad. I don't think I'd ever be able to forgive them. Okay, and then right there. Perfect. The hardest part is going to be making it so that my rat can't, like, you know, escape out of the window. Because, like, right now I just totally can. So I'm gonna do this. I don't put glass in the windows, at least just not in this mod pack, because the glass is, like, much more opaque than I'd like it to be. Okay, this is not... no, I can't. Okay. Maybe some of the smaller rats could, which is... You know what? Smaller rats don't matter. As horrible as that sounds. Okay, and then do 3 right here. And then 3 right here. And then I'm just gonna see where I'd like to build up this. We could just do straight up in the middle right here, couldn't we? That's not even though. That's kind of annoying. But I don't think it ever... I think I made it so that it can't be even. Which, like... Good job, Sniff, you know? Maybe I could do... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can divide it by... Yeah, let's do 3. There we go. That's how you do it. Just gotta do a bit of math, chat. Just a little bit of math. Is that rat? It's rat's prison? I don't know. Also, yes, somebody did just say that 15 could be even, but you know what? It's fine. I've already committed to this. I've committed to the greats. To rat prison. Not the lagging bits. No! Oh my god, I keep destroying things I don't want to. Yo, thank you so much for the 2 months, Pidgeot. I appreciate it greatly. Also, why did I just place that literally in the wrong spot? Riddle me that, Sniff. Okay. Do you see how frustrating this mod is? Like, hello? What? Okay. I got this. Yay! 1 part! Oh my god. Chat. This is so- wait, here, let me adjust my camera a bit. This is so hard for no reason. You know what, it's okay. I did in fact sign up to be a builder rat, which is- it's fine. Stiff, your little rat builds make me very happy. You know what? Good. I'm glad that they're making someone happy. Because right now, they're just making me frustrated. Okay. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll. I'm getting it right. Come on, Sniff. Go, Sniff. Don't mind me talking to myself. I mean, then again, that's kind of what streaming is. I feel like I'm constantly talking to myself. Math isn't real. Show me the physical form of a number. I don't got enough brain cells for that right now, King. Okay. I'm definitely doing this wrong already, I can tell. Come on. Come on! Why is this so hard? Is this what everyone else feels like trying to build? Meanwhile, like, Martin makes, like, the perfect rat, like, thing. You know what? It's fine. I'm fine emotionally. Okay. Whew, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. It's a good thing when the ads come on as soon as Sniff is doing math. No! I can't tell if that's an insult or not. Wait, I just realized that this is wrong. This is supposed to start here. Okay. We're so close. Come on, Sniff. Okay, I got one more diagonal, like, section to do. And then we win these. I think. Emphasis on I think, because I could mess up any second now. And then that would be really bad. Okay. Let's see. Break this. Nope, this is right here. And then I break these guys. And then there we have it. Okay. Okay. And then let me just pick this even real quick. I've done the bay window. As annoying as it was, I've done a bay window. That's cool. That means that, like, Olive and I have, like, our little rat room now. Also, I'm pretty sure... 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just double check that the door is right. I don't think it is. I think it needs to be 1 taller. There we go. What are you building? I'm trying to build Olive and I a little rat bedroom right now. This will be our little rat bedroom at our little rat house. I think up here, chat might be like, I don't know. I think living, like kitchen's gonna be against this wall. Up here is gonna be something. I haven't even thought about a bathroom yet, so don't ask me about that. I do want to add windows over here too, but I don't think that this leads anywhere, so I'm just gonna stick to the 1 bay window for now. Okay, let me see if I can get some light in there though. Here, let me get my little scaffolding. We'll get up here. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to break it. I don't think I can reach up there, chat. There we go. I'm basically gonna make like a little case for my for a lantern or something like that. Did I get my scaffolding? Nope, it's right here. Okay. Let me see if I can get like a lantern. Or I get a candle too, I guess. I mean, I guess I could make a lantern too. Isn't it just like a torch and then some iron bits? And I have some iron nuggets. Do I have any coal though? Speck of coal. I'm gonna guess that's what is like rat coal. Okay, let's see if I can make some lanterns. I know that I could probably just go find them in the house somewhere and take them, but okay, I'm running out of inventory space so bad right now. Let me just throw these guys in here. I'm definitely gonna need to figure out a better storage system for all my stuff. And then let me just place these guys. I can't reach up there. That's so embarrassing. Blanket should be half a sock. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. I did it. I did it. And then wait. Idea. I'm gonna open up my little bag. I'm gonna take some dark oak and some white glass. And I'm gonna place this here. Boom. It's like a, oh wow, you can see the chiseled parts when it's, that's weird. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna be breaking the glass. The glass does not look good. We'll just stick to that. I think that the frame itself is nice enough. Yeah. It's freaking ancient debris in your bag. Dude, I don't even know where I got that. I literally don't even know where I find half the stuff that I find, chat. So if any chance we could put a day bed in the window? You know, I think we could technically, but I do kind of want to leave it out so that we could put like plants and stuff like that here. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I have any like quartz or anything like that. I think I really would just like some like normal quartz. I guess first I should probably think about emptying my inventory a little bit more. Like, why do I literally have so much stuff? I'm keeping this. I'll place this too. And we'll just make a mess. A great mess. Wait, I should probably take this. Okay. You know what? Why don't we go out? Why don't we go out and see if we can find some like quartz or like things for the bedroom, if that makes sense? Yeah. Hi Stiff, I'm new here. Methinks IDK for sure, but hi. This could go horribly wrong for me, but oh! Hello?
Hello?
You gave me a jump scare on the stairs, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I didn't even see you. I just ran right past you.
I know, but you just gave me quite the jump scare there. I was like, who is that?
I'm sorry. No, I just came back from getting a bunch of food from the
What?
pantry.
Did you take everything?
From the pantry? Yes, but I can share with you if you.
But like building supplies too?
Oh, building supplies? I mean, there was nothing in the pantry.
Okay. Well, I'll go look then. Thanks for the food offer, though.
Good luck.
Oh, that scared me. Also, hello to anyone who's new here. I love and appreciate you so much, so thank you. Okay, let's go. Finally, stairs? Yes, I built the stairs off stream because they were making me so angry that there was no stairs. Okay, I gotta remember... I haven't memorized the schedule yet for what's open, when, and where. But I really should at some point because... Yeah. Okay, this is empty. I have a feeling that most stuff is going to be combed through because, I'm going to be honest, if you're NA, it's really hard to... Chiseled rock? Like, where does this come from? I'll never know. Yeah, stuff looks like picked through every now and then. Did that... What just happened there? It was a weird noise. Hello, hello. Mushroom side table. Boy, does that sound fun. That sounded sarcastic, but actually I would do mushroom side table. Literally nothing. God damn. These people get all the scraps and leave none from dear old Snifferish. Question, how do you sleep? Horribly. Thanks for asking. Mushroom side table. Brain only mushroom side table. I could go check. I feel like I'm gonna regret this, but... Oh no. I tried to get up there the other day and failed miserably. Have I checked the kids' room yet? I don't think I have. There's not very many chests in here, though. Good news is... Well, not good news. Technically, there should have been a restock at 4 p.m., but yeah. Have you met the mom? I've met the grandma. I've met the grandma that, like, it doesn't hurt us. Which I think is really cool. I think more humans should be less aggressive towards rats. Have I been in this room yet? Oh, yeah. This is the grandma who doesn't hate me. Brown dye and stick. What about in here? Nope. Excuse me, ma'am. I just need to steal all your stuff real quick. But it would be very nice if you would leave me more stuff, please, miss. I need more building supplies. I'll just pop over here. The urge I have sometimes to just chew all the wires in this house. Ooh, that is a child. Okay, that's a child, and I think that's the mom. Oh, okay. Is anyone on? Okay, there are people on, thank God. So, chat. Lovely weather we're having. This is what happens when I leave the house for 5 minutes. No. And people are like, Sniff, why don't you go do more rat things? Why don't you go be a rat? Why don't you leave the house and deal with humans? Well, you know what? I think it's really obvious why I don't do that. How do you sleep as rats in this? Oh, you don't. We don't sleep. Oh, is that someone coming to my rescue? Hello, kind sir. Hello.
Hello, remember who came to save you? It was me.
Okay, I will remember that. Did you take everything from the chests?
What chest?
All of them.
Not exact. Why do you have an act?
Huh? What? Oh, don't worry about it.
Not like explicitly going around and clearing stock. Why? Do you need anything?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to look for stuff for my room, and I feel like most of the chests have been taken from.
Well,
so...
if you wait 30 canonical minutes.
30 minutes? I will.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm still gonna look around.
Do you want me to move that half an hour earlier for your stream times? Is this a new normal stream time for you?
Huh?
Like, would you prefer for the thing that's going to happen in 30 minutes to happen?
I'd prefer... I thought it happened at 4. EST.
Happens... Oh, okay. I can change it to 4 EST.
That's what I thought.
All right, that's fair enough.
Okay. Bye.
I'll tell... we're going the same direction, Sniff. We both live in the same place.
Oh, do we?
In the attic.
Wait, I'm still looking at the chest.
Oh, actually...
Unless you already cleared house down here, which I think you did.
I didn't do it. No, it's good.
You guys take everything.
Give it a little bit of time.
How am I supposed to? How am I supposed to? How?
Here too.
Oh, I see. Everyone came to my rescue. Am I that important? Oh, that's a big man.
We did. But alas, we could not help.
You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check the laundry. This is probably how I die, but that's okay.
God, not again.
Why is he over there? Can he move? What? Who died? Who? Oh. Laundry. Wait, I don't remember this room being open. Bro. Ooh. Okay. Nope. 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 Hello, Raiders. I'm getting chased by a giant woman. How are you today? I'm doing great. I'm doing dandy. Am I still getting chased by her? Oh my god. Girl, calm down. I did nothing. I did literally nothing. Oh, come on. Sit. Ah! Bruh. Sorry. Anyways. Hi, Michaela Raiders. I'm a little rat. I'm a little rat guy. I'm a little rat guy. I'm a little rat guy that sounds like the opposite of a problem. I'm a little rat guy that just died, and now I need to wait for my friends to come rescue me. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at this little rat game. I'm so good. Not gonna lie, Sniff Big L. Shh. Thank you, Michaela Raiders, though. I really appreciate you. I also really love Michaela, so... You know? A second time. No. This has never happened before. I have never been captured in my entire life. This has literally never happened. I'm literally the best rat, and I would never get captured by a human. Thank you. Akko, you can agree, right? Did you say L?
Yeah, you would never be captured. I said
Just
L to Owen, not to you.
Why
Not to you, not to you, not
No.
to you.
No,
No, it was to Owen. No, it's not.
No,
It was
no.
to
I
Owen.
think you just said it to me. I just
No,
think
it
you.
was to Owen because Owen was trying to beat me to save
No,
you.
no.
'cause
My
Owen
my
took
feelings
back
are hurt.
last
My
time.
my little rat feelings are hurt.
I would never.
No. You. Hello.
Hi.
There's a person.
Hi. Where?
McDonald's mic. Sorry.
Alright. I'm at my parents. Don't be rude.
Akko has worms.
Can you give
I
your mom a
don't
hug
have
for me?
worms.
I caught him
Why would I
scratching
don't
his
have
butt on the
worms.
carpet. He got
I
worms.
was dancing. I
You
was.
got little
Not the
worms in your
worms.
butt.
I don't have worms. Why would I have worms? Don't.
I bet he has worms.
I
How do you go so fast?
Huh? Just double jump.
Oh, I thought that like ate up your hunger though.
No, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Do you need food on?
There's no way you would canonically know that, so no.
Oh,
I'm just asking if anyone needs
Mine
food.
now. No.
I always love food.
Here,
I'm a
here, you
I'm
can
a
have
big-
some
I'm a
food
big
for no
hungry
reason
guy.
other
No,
than
I
that
don't want any of that.
Ooh.
No, I have a
It's
bunch
got
of
worms
spare.
in it. No, I don't
No,
want
it was from Scott. Scott just picked it up, by the way. Scott picked it up, so if Scott drops
No, I
you,
don't.
it's the worms. It's the worm
Wait,
steak.
wait,
so-
wait,
So you
wait,
agree
wait.
you
Owen,
have
stand
worms?
here. Owen,
No, I don't.
Owen.
But I'm saying if you won't eat it from me,
Stand there.
it's the same thing. Yeah, eat it. Eat it.
Oh, bread, thanks.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's,
that's not got.
what
Eggs. None of this has worms in it. Thanks.
What?
And there's some carrots as well.
Wait, so who has
Nothing
worms
has
again?
worms. No one has
Akko
worms.
has
No one has
worms.
worms. No
Oh,
one has
Akko
worms.
Trending
has
on-
worms?
Use the
No,
hashtag
no.
RatsSMP. Akko has worms.
Akko has
Don't-
worms.
Don't do that, guys.
Should I put out like an advertisement? Should I put out like a
Yeah.
warning?
Yeah, absolutely. Get it like.
No.
printed out.
Sniff, can you actually make a poster?
Yeah.
that we can just put around the
Watch
attic?
out for Akko. He's in quarantine because he has worms.
I think it's fine.
Can we get some?
There's
Can we
no
get some
worms.
Akko worm fan art?
What? No.
Hey, you haven't got fleas.
Stop.
Your viewers aren't fleas anymore. They're worms.
Akko,
No, they're
Akko, can
fleas.
you go in here a second,
Can you go?
please?
Yeah, it's really important that you go in here.
That's fine.
Yeah,
just
this
stay
is-
there.
yeah,
No,
just
no,
stay
wait.
there. Good.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, no, wait, get
You're
rid of
welcome,
that
guys.
second. Get
Guys,
rid
I
of
can't.
that.
Yay!
Right, hey, everyone. Guys,
Wait,
I'm stuck under. Guys?
No, just give us a second.
Hold on.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
yeah. Give
You
him an
got
air
that
hole.
Oh
I
god.
guess you're gonna need all that air for the wasps.
Do we even have? We don't even have like a
Yeah.
rat doctor, so you're kind of screwed, man.
Oops.
I
Don't make
don't
it too
have
big, you can
worms.
get
I don't
hurt
need a
that way.
rat doctor.
There we go.
If you go down one and then go
Hey.
along, you don't have to do it twice.
Hey guys. I'm under here, by the way.
Yeah, that's the whole
Yeah,
point
that's
of the
the
quarantine.
idea.
Oh.
You're in quarantine.
Thanks, friends.
Yep.
We could have asked you to wear a mask.
Can I
instead-
throw food through the cracks? Oh, I can't. Sorry.
wait,
Looks like you're just
wait,
gonna
wait.
starve to death.
We can make a little.
I
Hatch.
have food.
Oh, never mind
Where's
then.
the
Okay.
hatch? No, I mean, but like maybe like a hatch
There,
I
there,
can
there,
get
there,
out
there.
of.
This is where you can
Oh.
throw food.
Ha! You can't get through there. But the
Yeah,
food can.
There we go. Right, close it back up.
I don't want you.
Oh, it's got worms. It's
Ah,
worm food.
get
It's worm
back.
food. Oh, you picked it
Ah!
up. You picked it
It's
up.
not worm
I-
food. It's just.
I did no, I didn't mean to. I
You
swear,
just
I
gave
swear,
this to
I
me.
swear, I didn't pick it up. I swear. Oh fuck! I mean,
Oh
appropriate
my
words.
God.
Ah!
Family friendly, Snifferish.
I'm
Cover that up.
sorry.
You're in quarantine. You're swearing quarantine
Luna.
now.
Yeah, you have to come down here actually, Sniff.
No, it's the worm quarantine and swearing quarantine is different.
Why is
Let this
there?
little lad out.
I could. Is there a swear jar?
There's not a swear jar, but I like that idea.
Let's
What?
actually-
Ah!
Yeah, we should do
Listen
that.
to one.
I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there.
Do it again, guys. Do it again. Do it again.
That wasn't funny the first time. I don't want to do it again.
Also, what did you mean it
Oh,
wasn't?
how'd that
also,
happen?
What did you mean by it was? I don't know that you're hungry, Cannon. I was offering everyone food.
You logged on as soon as I was like, I need food, and I assumed it's
Oh
because
no, I
you
was
heard
just
me
logging.
needing food.
No, I was just
Actually, we
coming
should
on
not
to-
leave this here. This
What?
is just not good etiquette.
Yeah, bye.
to
I'm going
leave.
back downstairs. If I get trapped again, the
won't
first
come
one
save you.
retrieve me. What? No.
He's
Oh.
trying to put his worms on me.
I was about to offer an incentive to the first person who saved me, but okay.
I saved you before.
No.
Oh wait. Oh what? No. Okay.
I want to go back and look at that room. There's like a bunch of rooms that yeah. Okay, I want to go back downstairs, maybe? Well, first let me check the children's room. Because the children's room tend to the children's room tends to have like, it's like never open. So most people don't get there unless they go through that little tunnel that I found. Is there a kid over here? There is not a child over here. That's perfect. Okay. The child is in the room, which is never really that ideal, but it's fine. I just gotta get over there. And he's not looking. Can you stop looking, kiddo? I'm literally not here. Ooh. I don't think he saw me. Okay, so we got some stone, paper, blue orchid, and cobblestone. And another one of these spyglasses. I can't remember if there's another chest in here or not. Sir, could you walk back over there, please? What the hell? Yeah, that's right, chat. We're using the /me command at this point. I hate children. I don't actually hate children, but I hate little children that capture me when I'm a rat and I'm trying to do my job of, you know, I hate little, that's why am I hearing myself? I hate little rat children when I'm trying to do my rat job, and the rat children, but they're not rat children, they're normal children, and I hate them sometimes. I see you over there. I'm crying. I'm crying for real. Oh, Owen? Oh, Owen?
No, you went through the vent. I just worked it out. You've been going through the vent. That's how you've been doing it faster.
The what? Going through the what? The what?
The vent. He's
The vent?
sus.
What vent?
He's sus.
What
I can't
vent?
say the same way
He
you do.
vented.
What vent? What vent?
There's a
Stupid
vent.
venting rat. There's a vent that makes you get here faster, and I forgot about it till just then.
He's doing
Oh my
numpty.
god.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, nice jump,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I thought. Oh, no, don't punch me, don't punch me, don't punch me.
Sniff? Why would you hit
Yeah,
Sniff?
do you enjoy hitting women?
It's not
Okay.
even the way to Sniff.
Sorry.
It's the wrong way.
I know this is the wrong way. I want to find that room again. Unless it's not open. So can you say hi, Sam? Hello, Sam? I guess. Wait. Oh my god, this is so hard. I hate climbing. Okay. Whoo! 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 I'm so talented. Okay. No! No! What if I cried real tears? Oh my god. Ah! Okay. I can do this, I can do this. Thank you so much, Doomkeeper Ham, for the gifted sub. So if you could sell your materials, anti-rat children. Okay, look. No, I'm a rat, so I'm allowed to do that. No! Fuck. I mean, appropriate language. Why am I so bad at this? Is it because I said that I hate kids? Is this my rat punishment for saying that I hate? I don't actually. I just didn't like the one that captured. Oh my god. I'm gonna commit so many crimes. Shh, no one will know. Oh, okay. And of course it's freaking empty. That's fine. I didn't have hopes or dreams or aspirations. I didn't feel like I could do something in my life. It's karma. Sure. What the frick, man? Okay. Now where was that room that I found earlier? I genuinely do not remember. I know that it was on this. Oh, I didn't never even realize that there was a chest over here. And of course it's freaking empty. I remember this bathroom right here. Wasn't it like kind of over here? I remember running from the mom after I found the room. Speaking of the mom, I think it was over this way. It was like, wasn't it this room? But now it's closed. So it could be nighttime. Or maybe it was over here? No, because I like very distinctly remember it being this way. Here, let me see if I can look out one of the windows. I feel like it is that room over there that's closed. Try to jump through the paintings? Yeah, I could do that. But I don't think that I physically can through some of them, and I don't want to get hurt. The doors open and shut at different time points during the day, so we just need to wait a little bit. And once it's morning, I should be able to go in there. In the meantime, I will in fact just be running around like a silly little guy. I mean, do they have... I could really go for a clock in this game at this point. I feel like it's really... The door should be open in 10 minutes. What am I supposed to do for 10 minutes? You know, why don't I check the door that's up here? I feel like this door is going to be really important, and yet no one... I've only showed Oliver. A Glock? I said a clock, but a Glock would be pretty good in this game too. Silly little man. Who are you calling a silly little man? Surely not me. Guys, New York is after me. Don't you know? They're trying to get rid of the rats. Open door. Open. Okay. Oliver has 2. Well, Oliver should give me a clock. If they love me. Heart smile. I just want... Why am I yawning? I just want building materials. Create a mini version of this library in your house. You know, I would kind of love to do that. Especially considering that... Wait. What time is it in this Minecraft game? F3. I don't think I can tell the time based on that, but good for me, I guess. Has anyone gotten this chest yet? Of course. Secret path arc? I hope so. Door's open! Door's open! Door's open! Door is open. Yippee! See, do I have to... What if I press this lever? Okay, that definitely controls something. Someone said that there was like an official way out, but I don't think that's the case. Because none of these windows are... None of these windows I can go through. Maybe there's like a little entrance someplace? I don't know what this does. I'm very curious though. Maybe I should try and get on top of the cabinets. Oh, I cannot stand on top of that lantern. Whew. If I've proven to be anything though, it's bad at climbing. Can these open at all? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe there's like... Sif, wait in that room till the door closes, because maybe that door may open. Yeah, but I also run the risk of getting trapped in here then, and that's a little terrifying. What about this lever over here? Does that do anything? It's obviously connected to some sort of redstone bit. Hi. Oh my god. Hello, Owen. Hello, Owen's Juice TV. Hello, friends. I'm not doing anything mischievous. You're weird right now. I want to know what you do! I wanted to run to the store. Try both levers flicked up. Okay. Chat, we're currently trying to figure out how to get outside. Because I see this, right? And this is obviously a way to get outside. And I want to get outside. I'm pretty sure I had a lantern on it and someone broke it. No! Man. I just want to leave. I'm like, my chat suggested to me, my flea suggested to me that I wait until it's nighttime and this door closes and see if this door opens. But then again, I run the risk of just, you know, 100% getting trapped inside, so I guess it's kind of a silly little game we have to play. Of, does Snifferish wait it out? Meanwhile, I have no clock, so I can't tell what time it is in Minecraft. So I could 100% just be, like, underground tunnel. What does that mean? Are you guys spoiling it for me? Martin did that and he got trapped in there? Oh, okay, then I think I will be leaving. Thank you very much, sir. Why do I see a little rat over there? Oh, that's a man. Man, jump scare. Okay, let me just get back up then. It's fine. I'll just build. I'll just build like a normal person. I'm a little rat builder. Also, you're not allowed outside. I'm sure I'll be allowed. I'm sure, you know. There's got to be a canonical way. Hey. Hey, King. Hey. Oh my god, I hate them so much sometimes. Ooh, what's over here? Have I been over here? I have been over here. I think we're close to the restock hour too, so I'll probably come back down pretty soon. Yeah, the restock is at 5. Right now it is 4:47, so let's just hope let's just hope that let's just do some building. Let's just, you know, I'll introduce Owen's chat, all of the Owen fleas to what I do, other than make lots of staircases, because I do make staircases. I did make these stairs. I feel kind of bad because Owen told me that he wanted to make them with me, but then I just made them because I was getting really tired of walking up the stairs. We're cogs, not fleas. I see. Okay. I did get these random chiseled bits of rock that I have no clue where they came from, so I'm just gonna break them down right now. I think somebody, like a rat, might have just left these bits here, but I'm not sure.
Sniff, hello.
Yeah? What's up?
So I need, if you have green dye or green wool.
I think I have green wool, but I think I used all my green dye.
Okay.
Let me just double check though.
I just went downstairs to find you.
Yeah.
And couldn't work out what room you were in and was chasing you the whole time while you just
Oh.
went back upstairs.
Oh.
So I went all the way down and you just ran all the way back up.
You know what? Good.
Oh, thanks.
I think these.
Okay.
Wait. Let me make this a full block so that you can break it.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, there you go.
I appreciate it.
Is that enough?
Thank you very much. Yeah, that should be more than enough. Thank you.
Okay. The rocks might be for quest. Oh, I hope not. Because I just broke them down. Woo! So by the way, up here, this is the room that I've been working on today. This is going to be Olive and I's bedroom, but I don't really know what to put in here yet. I was kind of hoping for more materials, but the restock is literally in 10 minutes, so I might just fool around until then. Maybe I'll get started on my little rat business. My little... I want to be a little businessman. Or maybe I should be a rat doctor. I feel like that would be really cool. I definitely need to get my hands on a brewing stand or something like that, because my whole shtick or whatever is that I'm really good at potion making. But I have no way of making potions. Yeah. Actually nice to see this stuff. Last time I saw it was at 2 FPS. Here, I can give you guys like an actual tour. So this is outside. This is my like living room with my little froggy couch and my fairy lights. This is Olive's office because we live together. Up here is the toilet paper roll, and then this is gonna be our bedroom. I'd like to make like a little teacup stand and stuff like that. Like I'd like to make like a teacup bed or something like that, I think is what was suggested. Hello? Akko?
Hello.
The restock is in like 10 minutes. Would you like to meet back here and then go downstairs and look for stuff?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds
Okay, cool.
Do you happen to have a red flower?
A
Sorry.
red flower. Let's go check.
I am trying to make a rainbow staircase.
Ah.
It's kind of inconvenient.
I have red wool. Oh wait, I have red dye. Would you prefer the dye or the wool?
Do you have 2 of the dye?
No, I only have 1. I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. That actually works. If it's 1, yeah, no, that works. That works.
Okay, cool.
'Cause I can make orange with the red dye. Thank you so much. I'll
Yeah,
see
no
you
problem.
In 9
Like 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. Here, chat. Let's take a quick water break. And by the way, when I take a water break, that means that you guys have to take a water break too. So everyone be ready to do some
Water.
Okay. Yum. Yeah, thanks, Prezzo. Are you guys also taking a water break with me? Are you also taking a deep slurp? Why are there 16 of you? It's a multiplier. Get it? Because I'm fucking annoying. Anyways. Back to being a little Minecraft rat. Back to being a little guy. Thank you. You got me a LaCroix. All right, who said that? How Can I pin this message? Can I pin messages so for shame? Like respectfully? Who drinks LaCroix? Who actually drinks LaCroix? I feel like the only people I know that drink LaCroix because they're like, oh my god, it's LaCroix, and they don't actually know what seltzer tastes like. Anyways. So dehydrated, bro, then fucking drink water! Sorry, that was aggressive. Girlies really be out here like, guys, I can't sleep. I'm tired all the time. I've got fatigue. I have no motivation to do anything. And I have no cognitive brain function. And I'm like, girly, maybe you should just drink some fucking water. Soda stream? Chat, I don't have any soda. I've got an empty Coke bottle. Ooh, would you like me to drink? Would you like that single droplet? Since you guys don't want water, you can have this single droplet. I'm drinking Monster Energy. You know, fun fact, chat. I ordered some yerba mate to my house the other week, and it arrived with the box broken into and replaced with a really shitty water humidifier. I'm still so confused about that. Anyways, I reordered it, but it's not coming for like 2 days, so you won't see yerba mate sniff chugging it up for quite a bit. Man, I'm just killing time until the restock happens in the chest. Also, I kind of want to keep this, like, toilet paper roll. Maybe I should, like, hang it from a chain. Wait. Can I do that? No, wait. This is a player hat. I'll put it out here. You know, maybe this is the bathroom where people do their business. I'm very partial to sparkling water. See, I like sparkling water too, but I'm more of like a polar guy, you know? Like I'm more of like a polar seltzer guy. It'll get wet. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't say that sentence. I'm so wrong and homosexual. Anyways, I think I'm gonna make Olive like a little platform for their area. That's gonna sound really weird, but just trust the process. This is also the wrong color of wood, but that's fine. Alright, I'm thinking like, I don't know why, I'm just thinking like a little raised platform area. I just think that it might be a little bit cute. And also it can give some like separation between Olive and I's like sections of the room. Because, you know, we're trying not to be like little gay rats. Even though we really are. Okay. And then I'm gonna break this a little bit. It's just like a silly little platform. And then put some trim on it. Do you want a cupcake? I just finished making them. No. I'm so sorry. I hate frosting. It makes me... It's like a texture thing. Also, my mom kind of told me not to take food from strangers. So I don't know. This doesn't sound that good of a deal to me. Did y'all's mom just do that too? I feel like my mom was so like almost religious about it. Like during Halloween, she was like, if it's not packaged, if it's not packaged in its own packaging, don't eat it. You know what? Maybe my mom was kind of right for that. Remember, kids, don't eat food from packaging that you don't recognize. Let the rats be gay. No. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. I do like some frosting. I like homemade frosting. I don't like, not to be like posh or anything. I like frosting that isn't made from a factory and it's just got sugar and it's the only thing. Like sometimes my friends will make like homemade, what the frick? Homemade like buttercream frosting. I think that slaps. I think that's good. Okay, I literally don't know why I'm just making like a little platform in this room. B, when I really do need to just kill time. Okay. Do I have that block? No, I don't. Here you go. Let's take... I swear I had more of this. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Funky platform equals fun. I don't know, it makes sense to me. Not really, it just makes a little bit of sense. And then I'll just do this, you know? So there's like a little railing, and then like over here will be like my section of the room, and then Olive will have like up here. So that we're like leaving enough space for Jesus or whatever you might say. Restock soon? I know. I'm so excited. Chat, we're gonna go steal things from humans. Isn't that so crazy? I love it. Me when I literally just steal. Me when my rat is canonically a kleptomaniac? I love that for her. Okay. And then let me get my spruce planks. Okay. This is my little platform. It looks so silly. But I'll put like Olive's bed and stuff up here, and then I'll put mine over here in the corner. Or, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I just think it'd be silly. Wait, is it restock time? Let me just make sure that I got some space in my inventory, because I am going to just be stealing a crap ton of stuff. I'll take this. I'll take my compass. I will take the beef. I guess I'll take the spyglass. I think I need more food, though. So let me get more food. Yeah! Piece of beef! Teacup set. Chat. Why are you all so... Why are you all like this? I love the part when you said it's restocking time and restocked all over the place. What is that? Okay, well, you know... Nobody ever said that I was good at English, and I really don't, like, appreciate that, you know, you're making fun of my English. It's really sensitive to me, even though I'm, like, you know, like a native English speaker. It's just because, like, I went to middle school in, like, a place where, like, there was, like, no funding, because, you know, America. Anyways, restock, clock, let's go. Wait, clock? Is there a clock? No, I think Olive still has them. Alright, let's go... Hello.
Hello.
Alright, let's go steal stuff.
Go. Okay, swag. Are you looking for anything in particular? Like any of the rooms specifically?
No, I just want stuff.
Okay. Stuff is cool.
I just need stuff.
I should have cleared my inventory a little bit more.
I cleared my inventory, it's fine. I'll just hold all the stuff.
Okay. I mean, I have enough for a little bit.
Okay, so... Oh, there's literally a person right there.
The first step of the mission.
He doesn't see me, he doesn't see me, he doesn't see me, he doesn't see me, he doesn't see me. No! Akko! It's fine. YOLO. Every rat for himself. Literally, what is this? There's nothing!
You just left me to die.
There's literally nothing!
Oh, why is there nothing? Wait, I don't want to just move past the fact that you just left me to die. There's nothing in that one either.
Look, sometimes it's every rat for himself.
Fine.
Also, you're French, so...
What do you mean by that?
It means that you're French.
I mean, I'm not from France. I just...
No, but like you speak... Like, if you speak French...
What's wrong with speaking French?
You literally have less rights.
Okay. I don't... Are you sure the restock happened?
I mean, that's what Owen told me. Should I message Owen, you're just like Papa, or something?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Owen is... He is a liar. I do live with him. I could just stand up and ask him.
Wait, like actually? Apparently he went to the store.
Yeah, non-canon... Yeah, he got back, I think, just a second ago, because the dog stopped, whining.
The restock will take place in a few minutes!
What? Where's this?
I'm...
Oh, hey! Hey, Owen!
The server is behind by 4 minutes.
By 4 minutes,
It'll
okay.
take place in a moment. I'm not a liar.
No, Owen. You're just like Papa. You're just like Papa. What if I was a
Okay,
starving
good.
little orphan rat, Owen? Do you think Owen would still lie to me? That's the question.
I don't know. He can't hear you anymore, but he would. He would still lie to you.
I'm gonna look
He has
really
no.
deeply into
no
your
empathy.
eyes.
Okay, we can just both look at the other eye.
You're purple. Wait. Oh my God, Akko.
Your eyes are wait, yeah.
Akko.
What?
You can tell me this, okay? Like,
Yeah.
I know that you're probably keeping a secret from the others, but
Uh-huh.
are you the purple guy?
What? I'm not a guy, I'm a rat.
Okay, there's the mob.
Oh, okay, oh god.
Why can't I get under here?
Oh, wait, I can't go under there either.
Okay, wait, over here.
Wait, I'll lure her over.
I don't think she saw you. Wait, why are you luring her? What's the point of that? Getting a good look at those grippers.
Yeah, I mean, look. Hear me
Wait,
out.
what is?
Hear
Do you know?
me
Do you know the family's name yet?
Ikraga? I don't know how to say it.
Miss Akraga,
Get
put those grippers away.
The dog's for free. Oh my god.
For free. Could you imagine if you were just walking around your house and then you just come across like two rats like eyeballing your feet
with spyglass.
with tiny spyglasses?
Who let the dogs out?
Okay, supposedly things should be restocked now. So let's just leave.
Okay.
Wait, actually come
yeah,
come this way. Oh, there's two people there.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. They're not
During that little segment, one of my fleas said, "Our Echo got no rights anymore."
Well,
so
yeah,
after
because you're
the-
French.
Well, no,
This
but
chest is
you
empty.
said I had limited rights. But after
Well-
that, it's none. It's still empty. God, he's really just like Papa.
just like
It's
Papa.
gonna be 2 minutes now, and then
Yeah, watch it. No. First it's 2 minutes. Then it's 3 minutes. Then it's an hour. You know, just casually accepting these lies. It's fine. Well, it's okay because the grandmother doesn't mind if we hang out.
Yeah, the grandmother's lovely. You can leave like presents.
She can have a piece of beef.
Like, it's kind of like a. It looks kind of sacrificial if you.
Yeah, with the black candle and the
Wait, let me
berries
put them- let me
and the
put them,
piece of
like, in the
beef.
middle. There you go. To the great gay grandmother.
She's gay? Who
I
told
mean,
you
look at the
that?
sweater.
Oh.
Look at this. Look at the sweater. Come on. And honestly, I'm all for it.
Miss, I could be your lover.
Oh.
It's like the Bee
is
movie,
canon.
but it's a rat.
The bee movie is questionable. Oh no. Oh no, Papa.
No,
The great big
it's
rules rat is here. Oh no.
I'm the big rat that makes all of the rules.
The big rat, big liar rat. What if we just happen to have only opened chests that like don't stock?
Friends don't lie.
Don't lie.
I'm not paying your rent this
For those lies. I paid for them in my trust. Oh well,
Wait.
it's far behind. Are you saying we have to wait 7 minutes? Is that what this means? I
I'm
think it's
worried.
7 more minutes.
I'm worried. I'm worried. Wait.
Oh,
Okay,
it's gonna,
fixed.
It's in 14 seconds, I believe. If you look on the right side. Yeah.
13. It says 59 minutes to me, but okay.
It's about to. 3, 2, 1. Oh.
Maybe this chest just doesn't. Yeah. Maybe that chest just doesn't have stuff. Huh?
Does that chest? Did that
No.
just happen?
Uh, uh, uh.
Uh?
I'm starting to think that Owen's just a liar.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a person there.
Human.
This way, this way, this
let's
way.
check another room. Well, this way leads to where, although she might have moved.
Why is it not? Oh wait, now it says 40 seconds? Fine, I'll do it myself.
What does that even mean?
Is it we're gonna go around and manually restock
gonna
all
go
of the
fill them
chests?
He just comes into my room and hands me things in person.
I mean, that'd be kind of, yeah.
I wouldn't. Oh. Yes.
That was the saddest yas I've ever heard. Okay, wait. Let's go back into the room.
I guess we go back. Oh.
Sorry.
That was, that's fine. Check this one.
Yay! Okay, there's actually stuff now.
Yes, there
Woo!
is stuff now. Yes!
Oh.
God.
Oh my god. Did that also happen to you?
Yeah, I just teleported.
We're warping. Okay. Let's go grab more stuff then.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Suddenly I'm not here anymore. Ah! Oh my god. Nar, Clear. Don't get trapped by the rats. Bro. Can she move? Miss, please, I need you to move. Okay, she's going over there. Bye. Okay, I don't think she saw me. I'm on my way. I don't know why I'm speaking British. Dude, what? I'm just gonna pretend like I own this house at this point. Okay, here we go. I see him in the distance. I will find my way. I can go the distance. Hello. Hello. It's me.
Free. Oh, I had complete faith. What? No, Sniff! No! No! Come back! Come back!
Sorry, I'm in a silly. Oh, I didn't take my rat meds today. I'm feeling a little silly,
Okay.
goofy.
You're not like the other rats?
I'm not like the other rats right now. I'm mentally ill. Okay, chest time.
Woot woot.
There's two in here. The
There's a
cook is
human
also
in
there's
back.
also a human over here.
You just, yeah.
But I don't fear God, so ooh, food. Okay, I may have or may not have struggled to get the chest over here for like 5 minutes earlier. And it was a little embarrassing.
You can just crawl up the wall.
So what? How did you?
Oh. No, I didn't get it actually either. I said you can just crawl up the wall and then I failed to do so. Oh, there you go. Oh my god.
Holy shit! You can take that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Go down the dangerous way then.
That did not sound fun.
I didn't crouch early enough. Isn't the pantry through that door?
Yeah, we can go to the pantry. Just keep in mind that the chef's there.
Yeah, the chef is around. I'm just gonna go under the table. Okay. Eat some cabbage rolls. Where's the chef?
Oh, wow.
You got a lot of food in that one?
Yeah, it's a lot of uncooked meat.
Wait, I asked you the question and then I heard
It's
you
a lot
say
of
it as
it's
I
a,
jump.
it's a lot of uncooked meat.
Oh, I have a lot of cooked meat.
Oh,
We can like trade half of it if you want.
it's okay.
But
I just need to.
I don't want to just like steal all the food.
Well, I mean, I could just cook it. I could be a little rat chef.
There's a bunch of bread here.
Oh my god. Oh wait, noodle soup. Olive loves noodle soup.
Oh, okay, that's good. I'll take
Yeah, you could take some bread. What's in here? What's this?
Ignore that. Don't worry
What's
about
this? What is this room?
it. I haven't been in here.
Me neither.
How they make the food.
Is it just like another form of storage? There's more food?
Cheese.
Ooh, wow, that's a lot of beef.
Cheese. Yeah, there you go. You can take that because I already have. Oh my god. There's so much food.
Oh. Okay, so is this where all the other rats have been getting their food? Because I swear to God.
They just didn't tell us, or I guess.
I guess not.
I did not know there was this much food back here.
Dude, I got 43 steak pieces.
Or is this just?
Oh, there's mushrooms. Oh.
The humans might notice.
Ah, they won't see the top
That's
shelf.
Sure. None of them are tall enough to.
Look, and honestly, you can't stop my compulsions in the app, but it's fine. Just let it be, you know? Let me be a little thief.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
get
the
you, I
woman.
get you.
Okay, I'm going this way.
Oh god.
Okay, we
I
got.
don't know if she saw me.
Oh, I did not mean to place that. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, so we've got food. Let's keep looking for building supplies, though.
Yes.
We could check the laundry room.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could do a gun in the laundry room.
I'm really bad at getting up, but I will deal with it anyways. I feel like no one's ever in here.
No. Yeah. It's pretty.
Oh, wait, how about you come look in this chest first and see if you need anything for your rainbow stairs? I'm just... Okay, he did not... Sus. Did you find anything?
Here, it's like throwback. Yeah. I checked the other.
It is a bit of a throwback, yeah. Here, do you need other colored wool for your stairs?
I now have all of the colors, but.
Oh. We'll
I
take
can-
more,
I
just in
actually
case.
I actually can't take these.
Oh, are you... Is your inventory full?
I don't have space.
Man. Okay, well, let's just keep going. How do I get up there again? Ooh, horribly, apparently.
It's like this, yeah.
Okay,
Go.
and
You
then...
just need to go to this level, I think, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Now we can keep
Does that
exploring
vent
rooms.
lead all the way up?
I don't know. There's this one elevator shaft that I've been trying to climb every now and then. And
Yeah, that one.
that
one's
it's
good.
hard.
Watch out for Mr. Krager on the right.
Okay, there's these rooms over here too. The library is almost always worth checking.
I love the library.
One sec.
Feels like
Thank you so much for the tier 1. Oh, wait, there's a room over here. Like a storage closet or something? Oh, come on. Ah, there's gotta be something. What does that do? Oh, it probably had a lantern on it at some point. This room is so annoying. The storage rooms are like a big trick, if you ask me. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, there's a chest over here. Is this? Oh my god! Akko! Akko! Where did he go? Is there anything
There is
good
a
in
bunch
there?
of stuff in
Oh,
here, but
oh.
I can't take it all.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh my god, this is perfect.
Oh,
Okay,
you needed
okay.
Sugar?
No. This way. Come with me.
Oh, okay. Following. Coming.
Okay, so actually
yeah,
there's something that I kind of really need.
Oh.
And they're probably gonna notice that it's gone, but I do really need it.
Right.
So if you come over here... You see this little stand right here?
This looks valuable.
Oh, it is. Surely.
But, I don't know if you can take that.
Well, I mean, if they make too much of a fuss about it, I'll put it back, but... Or, who knows, maybe I can, like, blame it on one of the kids or something.
What are you gonna use it for? What does this even
This is
do?
a brewing stand. It's for potions.
Why would they be making potions?
Ooh, wait, what about the top shelf ones over here?
Maybe they won't notice.
Okay, wait, I have an idea.
Okay.
Here, let me take this first. I've got so much stuff. This is really hard.
I have so many things.
Okay, wait. Let me put some stuff. I'm gonna put stuff in this chest for just a few seconds.
Okay.
But I have an idea.
No.
Okay. So first, let's see. This should do. I'll put this here.
Oh. Oh my god.
And then there's yellow. Do I have enough yellow for this? I should.
Oh my god.
Okay, it just needs to be a bit thicker.
You know, I suggested we build a replica of something once, and I got called. No, I don't think. I think they just said it was a stupid idea. That they would
Well, you know what? This is like top shelf stuff, and I'm sure that only the dad comes in here, or probably something like that. So, you know, I feel like it's gonna be fine. All right, and then I'm gonna
many humans in here.
I mean, they've got 4. Worst case scenario, just cause a bunch of trouble, which is, you know, nothing like I haven't done in the past. Okay, and then it's like, there's like a thing right here. And then there's like things here. I'm kind of doing this really horribly, but it's fine.
It's alright.
And then there's like...
The fabled thing. It's better than I would do, to be fair. Oh god.
You don't understand, though, how, like, useful this could be, though.
I don't. You're right.
I really like to make potions and stuff like that. And they're very helpful in that, like...
How to make potions.
I learned from my family. I think this is good enough.
Do you have potion brewing in the woods?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, like, natural thing.
It doesn't...
Alright, let me get my stuff.
Do you want these things?
Hmm? What did I just pick up?
Warts. The warts.
The what? The warts? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I have no use for them.
Okay, and then I'm gonna leave this. You know, I think...
If you look at it from a distance...
If you look at it from a distance... You know, you'd have to give it a second glance to realize...
Yeah. I guess.
It'll be fine.
We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, what's like, what, there's no way they're gonna think that a rat stole it.
That's true. That's not...
Like, can you imagine how crazy you'd sound if you were like, hey guys, I think a rat stole my brewing stand.
But they've got to be noticing things going on around the house, and we've all been caught a few times.
That's true. I guess I hadn't really thought
I
about
love
that.
the library.
Well, of course you do, you French person. I mean, what?
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 What was that?
Nothing.
I've been looking for these.
What, paper or experience bottles?
Nothing.
Oh. Okay.
I already took it for you.
Oh, wait. There's a book and pen in here.
Book and quill, yes.
Is there anything in it?
No, it's empty.
Okay, good. We could probably start looking upstairs after this.
Okay, sounds sounds good. Sorry, I am organizing my inventory.
I have no organization in my inventory. It's fine.
Well, I'm not organizing it. I am just getting rid of things that
Ah, I see.
don't need or want. Do you want these pieces of terracotta? Oh.
I'm good. I really have a full inventory.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I need to just empty all of my blocks upstairs.
Wait, Akko, can you speak for a second?
Yes. Hello.
How do I turn you up again? Adjust volumes.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
just
I think I got
drag.
it.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, no humans.
Dude, I got so much food. Holy shit.
Yeah, oh my god. I was like,
I will be set for a while.
yeah, I've been starving pretty much every day.
Oh,
The whole time.
that's not good.
Well, not like starving, but like not comfortably. Every
Well-
time I would get hungry, I'd just go to the food chest and take a few pieces, but I don't want to take it all.
See, I'm just a big hungry rat, so I don't really mind.
That's fair. I'm not as used to sharing as you probably are.
What is that supposed to mean?
You know, your whole communism thing.
Well, I don't know what
The
that
Rat
is.
The Rat-Viet Union.
It's I'm not a communist. I just lived on a commune. Like,
Right. Yeah, that makes...
dude, what? That's crazy. Anyways, I need to figure out a place to put this. Oh, this glass is gonna be good. Okay, rat brewing stand. I'll just leave it here for now, I guess. This is gonna be good. Here, and then let me put some... Okay, and then I could probably put some of these extra blocks in here. I really do need to sort my stuff. I'm really bad at sorting. Don't worry about it. Now I could become a little rat doctor. Oh my god. This is gonna be so good. Okay, I guess a good question is... do I just go back to building our little room? I didn't find any quartz like I wanted to. That's the one thing that I'm kind of like, I could just use white wool, I guess. I mean, I have like this quartz, but I just don't know if it's like, it doesn't feel the same, you know? So how about a bunk bed? Everyone really wants bunk beds, huh? Fine. Let's make it out of this wood. I don't remember how big Olive's character is, to be honest. So I'm just gonna make pretty big rat beds. 'Cause, I don't know. I mean, like, what? The worst case scenario, you have a big bed. Ooh, I'm terrified. Is that like... I feel like that's not horrible. Though that's a little bit too thick. Why is building a rat bed so freaking hard? Okay. Then I'm gonna build some white wool. Or build with white wool. You know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. Okay. Me and the homies casually building a little rat pillow. It's just a normal Monday afternoon for me at this point. Okay, so there's a bed. I could make like a little quilt, a little rat quilt. Do like green and like this color. Or why don't I do like an obnoxious color scheme? It's a little rat quilt. Okay. Would sardines be too difficult for scale? I think that's a good idea, but I think I've already committed, so, sorry, I guess? Okay. So then I do- oh wait, no, I gotta finish over here too. Okay, and then I take this. Frick, actually, nope, not done yet. So good at this. Okay. Oh my god. That is an obnoxious color scheme. Okay, it's fine. It's... it's giving Sully from Monsters Incorporated, but it's... okay, Sniff. Please no. Here, wait. I can do replace material, I think. So if I do, like, we did what? The cyan, so let's try blue. And then, oh shoot. And then I put it on R, replace. Now it's just a little blue quilt. Vomits, thanks guys. Thanks. You guys are really supportive today of my shit building. Okay, it's fine. I've fixed it. Blue little quilt looks a lot better. Yeah, that's, thank you. And to the non-believers. Me after making an absolute shit like color scheme. Guys, what did you like it? Guys. Maybe dark blue? Ooh. The question is, who's top bunk and who's bottom bunk? And no, that's not an analogy. Okay, and then... could you do a quick house tour? Oh my god. Hey guys. Hey HTV. I'm RatsSMP, and today we're gonna do Vogue's 77 questions while entering my house. Anyways, yeah, so this is it. I don't know the questions I could ask. Yeah, this is like, we got an office, you got the living room. This is gonna be a kitchen that I haven't made yet. And obviously up here is gonna be the bedroom. Yeah. Maybe I'll live on top since they're smaller. That's probably for the best. My rat is a bit of a chonker, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. If Olive's got the top bunk, what color quilt should I do for Olive? I could do like red question mark. I've got like more of these colors. I could do like a yellow green thing. Add a safety rail. Oh shoot, that's a good point. I guess it would be good if Olive didn't fall off and die. Okay, let me get up here. And I'll put the safety rail like right here. Little safety rail. Snifferish, use the bricks. You want me to make a little brick? You want me to make a blanket out of bricks? Don't forget the ladder. Oh my god. Chat, I swear, just trust it. Let me trust the process, kings. I was gonna add a ladder. But now I need to fix this. Okay. Now, ladder. Bruh. Can't undo that. Well, fuck. Okay. Now we're gonna do these the little ladder rungs. You know, I'm gonna do them 2 apart. I don't know about you guys, but bunk bed letters are never the safest thing, so it's fine. Okay, and then this is Olive's bed. And then I'm just gonna do the same quilt, honestly. I don't have the mental energy to make it anything cooler. Alright. Let's look at this. Frick. You know what? I'm gonna do a little cheat here, chat. I'm just gonna... Shh. Don't tell anyone. There we go. Okay. I think this looks decent? Question mark? Yeah, like the little... I think this is cute. Yeah. I'm not changing the quilt. Fuck you guys. I mean, love you. All right, time to add a little side table. I'm gonna make it out of a little mushroom. I'll just make it, you know, I'll just do the classic mushroom side table. Mushroom dance. Mushroom dance. Whatever could it mean? It means you've lived a life of sin. Okay. Excuse me while I struggle to fill in this mushroom. Okay, this is my little mushroom side table. I'll add some... It's so stupid looking. Oh my god. You have a mushroom growing out of the wall for Olive's side table? That's so smart. Thank you for that. I'm totally gonna take that idea and pretend it was original to me. Just kidding. I would not do that. Frick! What do you mean I can't undo this? Me when the undo button literally just doesn't undo anything. Okay. This is fine. Did I make it too tall? No, I feel like that's a good height. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. They're little side tables, get it? Because they're, yeah. Okay. That's cute. It looks like a pretty lamp. Okay, well, maybe it's a lamp, maybe it's not. Who knows? Wait one sec. I need to drink some water, chat. Water is always just such a good idea. So I don't know if you noticed, but you've already add a little piece to the side of the bunk and it's killing my brain. What does that mean? What little piece? Also, excuse me, my acid reflex just absolutely... Is it this? It's right here, isn't it? I found the source of your discomfort. There we go. Anyways, back to triggering my acid reflex with my water. So lovely weather we're having. Hydrate or dihydrate? Yeah, I know. I get it. I know the saying. But yeah. It could be a glowing mushroom side table. That's true. It could simultaneously be a lamp and not a lamp if you really think about it. It could be a little bookshelf on the wall for Olive. I try not to get annoyed at bookshelves because they're so tedious to make, but maybe for you guys. Maybe I'll do it for you guys. I should turn my music up for myself. One sec. I'm sorry if this is gonna make it too loud. Okay, hopefully that's good. Okay. Let's see how I can absolutely do this house in the craziest way where people walk in and they go, wow, Sniff, you're so talented. And I go, yeah, I know. I kind of want to, I think the bedroom at least is probably going to end up being a little bit crammed, but like in a very positive way. Like it's going to be like clutter crammed. Bro, what the frick? Okay. Building with your rat is so hard for no freaking reason. Okay, so then I'm gonna do this. And this should make the shelves, I guess, even, hopefully. Okay, so now we've got a little bookshelf right there, right? And then I'm also gonna add like a little, like, I wanna add like a carpet or something right here on the floor. Yeah. Rats. Rats. Where the rats? We talk at night, we pray at night, where the rats? Have you guys been... Okay, chat, I need to start making some TikToks, right? Again, I need to start making TikToks again, because you know what's been going on? Like, unironically, the funniest thing to have... that could have happened to this SMP was that right as this SMP started, New York decided to rage a war on rats. Like, I'm not even like joking or over exaggerating. Like New York literally just like had like a public meeting about rats. Is there a reason for the giant brewing stand? Yes, there is, King Lizard. There totally is. It's because I'm Walter White, but non-binary. Okay, let's see. I'm the giant rat that makes all of the rules. Let's see. We could do... I'll just do like a little green carpet. It's fine. Just make the things more likey. Yeah, I saw that. You can pick a little house for the fleas. You guys want everything. You guys are some greedy fleas. Sorry. Just kidding. I love you. Or maybe I don't. Who knows? Okay. I'll make a little carpet. It's a little carpet, and then I'm gonna put that's not what I meant to. Oh my god. Could I be any worse at building? Probably. The rats have gotten more. What? What do you mean I can't undo this? Oh my god. Why is building like this? What? Okay. Okay, so I do that, and then I do... Oh my god, I've got no space for anything. Okay. Draw region. Okay, and then I think it's this. No, this is a dark oak plank. I want this. When I keep accidentally breaking everything. Sif, what pronouns do you go by? I go by any. Literally refer to me however you please. Okay, so now I'm gonna do... Anyways, try to... Okay, little tiny rug. This is good, right? And then somebody suggested that I make, like a little picture frame or something. Okay. Wait, one sec, chat. Okay. Sniff, add the plushies. I'll get there, I'll get there. I can't do all of your requests at once, my kings. Pride flags? I'm working on a pride flag. Okay. Okay, so... I have 3 yellow blocks, apparently? Okay, I need to break this block down here. Thank you, my guy. Thank you. Okay, draw region. We're gonna take this and we're just gonna nom this shit. Because I like to eat stuff. Hello, hello anyone who's just coming into chat. Okay. So basically I'm gonna... Why didn't that work? Am I too short for this? Please? Please? Oh my god, the glitching. Not this. But maybe if I work from here? Oh, they're literally 2 different things. Okay, that makes more sense. And then I need white? Question mark? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm literally non-binary and I forget what the non-binary flag looks like, so... Seth, can you please turn the song up? Sure. Only a little bit, though. Okay, and then it's purple. Do I have purple? Do I have purple? Yes, I do. Okay. And then, and this is perfect, because Olive and I are both non-binary. There you go. It's like a little... This looks really gay. Slash pause, of course, but it's just really funny because, like, you could walk in here and it's, like, very, very obvious who lives here. Oh my gosh. I get the white and the yellow mixed up. I just get the whole thing reversed. Like, I don't know, I do that with, like, every... Oh wait, I realize I'm just talking out loud. I do that with, like, every flag, almost. Like, I think that it starts with, like, black, purple, then, like, the asexual flag. I've literally identified as asexual for, like... 10 years now, by the way, which is crazy to me. I've literally identified as asexual for like 10 years now, and I don't think I could tell you what the flag looks like. What's on the ceiling? That's the light for the room, because otherwise you can't see in here. Okay, and then we get make some little plants. Okay, Sniff, we are the same. That's gamer. There you go, little tiny plant. I get the non-binary ace and ace flag mixed up. Isn't it like the difference of like 1 color? Moral of the story is here, I get my own flags mixed up, so it's fine. Okay, I need to make some like bookshelves and something, but I'm just gonna stick with more like low-key colors for the bookshelves, like maybe just even the gamer bookshelf, the RPG bookshelf. Okay, a little desk for the rat guys. Okay, so Olive and I have an office with a desk in it, so I don't know if I want to build another desk up here. However, I do need more furniture to build. I think a tiny little dresser might be cute, or something along those lines. Yo, thank you so much for the 12.
But I made it to 12 months.
Okay.
Yay, purple
Thank
heart.
you. Thank you so much for the 12 months. Yeah, I just realized the subathon chat was a month ago. Exactly. So if you there's just gonna be a huge sub drop slowly throughout the next 24 hours, but that's okay. Okay, am I gonna build like a little dresser? It's gonna be really hard to build a tiny dresser because I struggle to make them normal sized. Okay, and then I think this is like literally the best I can do. It's so big and chunky for no reason. Oh my god. I could make it like a little bit. I just feel like that's too chunky, you know? Alright, let's see if I can at least accent it with some other color. Which might make it seem... Oh my god, I forgot how these things glitch. I guess this gives it more of the illusion that it's... Yo, thank you so
No
much!
sub drop on my watch. Thanks for gay. Cozy block game streams. Pause.
No problem. I'm just doing my thing. Okay. There's your little dresser, chat. That's like literally almost to my neck as far as height goes, but it's fine. Okay, and then I want to put like another picture here, I think. So let me just... Alright, I'm gonna do like a little picture of like a mushroom, because I'm, you know... Yo, thank you so much for the tier 1. Kagame? Sorry. Lamp on top? I will. I'll get to the lamp, chat. I just want to make a little picture first. A little tiny little painting. I'm sad I can't make like actual rat paintings in this. That would go so hard. Can you guys imagine if I could make my little rat paintings? But they're like my paintings. Like, wow. It's gonna look so dumb. Get it, guys? Because it's like a mushroom. Okay, and then the background, I'm just gonna make this like tan block. Actually, that completely washes out the the white, so maybe it needs a darker background. Let's see. I could never do this. You know, I believe you could. I believe you could. Just saying. Maybe I could try this like... Maybe... I've only got 3 of those. I'll use the weird pink flesh tone. That still washes it out, but I could not be... I cannot be bothered. Okay, and then somebody said a little lamp. So let me figure out how on earth I'd make a lamp. You know, we're little mice, so I don't even think we'd have power, but if you guys want to believe that I can have a little lamp, then I'll let you believe that I can have a little lamp. I don't think I can reach back there. Wait, here. If I put this there. There we go. There's the tiniest lamp you've ever seen. Oh my god. I think our bedroom is coming along now that you guys actually are here to help me. Guide me on suggestions. That's the hard part. When I build alone now, I'm like so used to you guys just like throwing suggestions at me all the time. That like I actually think that I've gotten like slightly worse at coming up with ideas. Also don't mind the fact that I just fell through the floor. Big rat things, you know how it is. And then I need white wool. I'm not like the other rats, I'm thick. Sorry. Oh, it looks pretty, I love it. Good. Okay. And we got another little guy right here. Mayhaps dark blue for the mushroom background? No, I'm not revisiting it. It's too much. It's could you do a swing? What do you mean you want to swing in the bedroom? What Hello? I mean, yeah, Olive and I are roommates, but like bro. Sniff, stop! Don't look at me like that, chat! Bench hanging from the ceiling. Okay. Okay. Also, would anyone like to subscribe? Because we have a hype train right now, and I don't know. I think this is what people normally say. They tell you to like subscribe and stuff. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Why should you subscribe to Snifferish? Because Twitch literally won't stop giving people ads, even when I try and turn them off. So, you know, if you hate ads but love Snifferish, consider. Also, you know, something. What's something? What's an annoying incentive I could give? Sniff, don't look at me like that. don't judge me. Don't judge me for what I'm doing right now. It's just a little bench. Make a piano. Oh, it's so cute. Me when I... Olive's gonna be like, what the hell is this, Sniff? Little hairbrush. Do rats brush their hair? I don't think so. Do a little stool, perhaps. I could make... A little stool is easy. I say, getting ready to fail my little stool. I could make a little stool. Look at this. Look at that. I'm so talented. It's a stool. Get it? Tennis ball carpet. Yeah, actually, guys, I skinned a tennis ball for this carpet, so, yeah. What can I say? Thank you so much, Financial Issues, for the tier 1. Although, I'm kind of worried. If you have financial issues, maybe you shouldn't be subscribing. Also, what the hell? Why did this just break like that? Okay, at least that time I couldn't do it. Yo!
Fucking hype train didn't last long enough for me to renew sub. I am gonna eat drywall.
Charlie, why are you subscribed to me? Charles. Charles, you live with me. Oh, this is actually an amazing image. A rat slicing a tennis ball for room decor. Thank you. I skinned a tennis ball alive. It was a very difficult task. Also, a pile of books in the windowsill? Fine. Let's see. Some red in here, some purple. Thank you so much for the Prime Gaming. Chat, would you say that we're Prime Gaming right now? Is our gaming prime? Okay. There you go. Little book stack. This is actually so cute. I'm gonna cry. Oh my god. Would I put a little blanket in the bay window? Yeah, well, you're also not in the SMP. So sorry, that's so gross. I'm joking. I appreciate you. I'll put a little blanket in the bay window because now I feel awful. Here, little blanket. This just in: Snifferish bullies their fans. Okay. There you go. It's a little blanket. Just in the window, as it is. And then... Ooh, this is looking good, actually. Holy shit. A TV? Yeah, guys, because I, a rat in 1955, or whatever time zone we're in, can have a TV in my house. Okay. Let me put some of my bits away, and I'll give you guys, like, a quick look around. So obviously this is Olive and I's room, which is looking really nice so far. I might add some like more to this side, obviously, but for now I'm just like really proud of how this looks. And then, you know, this is our main room. This is the living room. This is Olive's office, because Olive is a lawyer rat. And then why don't we go look at some of the other buildings and stuff like that? I think that'd be really cool. Like over here, this is the food. Ready? There's food. Actually, let me put some more food in there so I don't forget. And then I think over here is where...
Go inside. It's a bundle of joy.
What?
One of my police says it's me. Aw, look at that.
See, it's representation.
I mean, if you're watching a Minecraft live stream about creators being rats, you're probably a little...
Yeah. Be honest with yourself.
Be honest with yourself.
I was
There's
recording
a
that.
little something going on.
What?
Huh?
Hello?
Hello?
Do you hear that? Am I going crazy?
Anyways, here's Scott's house. Oh my god, Scott's making like a little dirt path. Oh, Scott, this is adorable. Scott. Ah! Look at the little bookshelf. And then over here is Scott's little bed. My favorite part is definitely Scott's garden, of course. Like, look at this. He's got so much food. Okay, and then over here, this is supposed to be, oh my god. It just keeps going. Wait, this is so cool. Okay. And then someone else's house, W. It's like nothing in there. I'm pretty sure Owen's house is over here. Oh my god! The little booties. Does he live in a clock? Oh my god. Owen is so creative. Although this bed does not look like it'd be able to fit Big Rat, but it's fine. That's so cute. Whose house is... Hello? Whose is this? This is gorgeous. I'm obsessed. The little maple leaf? Oh my god. Oh, Halloween. Who lives here? I would love to know. That's Oppo's. Oppo's house is amazing. I love it. Oh, wait. Did I know that this is Eloise's? Eloise is building a little hearth. Oh, Eloise and I are neighbors. Cause see, you can go over here and, yeah, get into my house through the window. There we go. Sniff a maple leaf? I should totally make a maple leaf window. Oh my god, that would make my, like, half Canadian ass so happy. I should do maple leaf. That's a good idea. I do want to see what they were talking about, though, other than, you know, calling all of us homosexual, but...
I would be like, wait. And he's a child, you know? Where are you?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Oh, it's you!
Hello.
Like,
Hello.
hello.
Ah!
Welcome to
Wait.
Is this a
my,
Chase Lounge?
courtroom.
Is this for therapy?
Wait, a what?
Like,
what is
isn't Chase
like
a
a
bank?
couch? Is that what
It's
you're?
a Chase Lounge.
I don't know what you're asking, what it is, but it sounds closer to what it is going to be when I'm finished with it.
Yeah,
I
so
thought it
it's
looked
like...
a chicken.
Yeah, Alpha called it. It doesn't look like a chicken, right? It's gonna be a couch.
It looks like a
It's
Chase
kind of a
Lounge.
chicken.
Wait, here, let me look it
No.
up.
Just
Okay,
the sailor with his chicken couch.
Oh, I realized I paused my music to show your playlist, and now I just have no music. And I was like, why do I feel really awkward
I
right
mean,
now?
it's okay. You can just play that playlist. It's a good playlist, you know.
I disagree.
It's
This
a
is-
good playlist.
I like your rainbow
But I
stairs.
also don't get it.
Hey,
Thank
Sniff,
you.
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah.
Tell me if this is a
Don't-
good playlist.
Just say
or
no.
not,
Just
right?
say no. Just
It has
Okay.
two
don't
songs
even-
on it. The
Okay.
first one's called "Me and Your Mama." The second one is called "Last Friday Night."
Okay.
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm
That's
laughing.
not- that's
I'm
not-
laughing really hard right now. Actually,
That's not.
You're laughing so hard.
I'm laughing so
No,
hard
they're
that
not.
like
They're
it's
not
actually
laughing.
it's
They're
actually
lying,
it's
dude.
literally in a different frequency that you hear it because it's so
Oh
funny.
my god! Wait, like
dog.
Does anyone have a
whistles?
dog? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Anyways, bye.
Interesting couch. I like it.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I'm in so much pain.
Good. Oh my god. Anyways, chat. We've made great progress today on this adorable little bedroom. So I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I will be live at other points during this week to play like Life is Strange, I think. I'm also gonna be playing the new Monster Camp game soon. If you guys are excited for that, I think it'll be on Wednesday. I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to coordinate with Olive, so we'll see. I will see you guys next stream. If you are new here and you haven't followed yet, make sure that you're doing that. And also, if you are followed, make sure that you have notifs on, because that would be really cool and swag if you did have notifs on. You know, sometimes Twitch automatically turns them off, so make sure that you still have them on. Anyways, I'm gonna go, guys. Bye-bye.